And hello, and thank you for joining with us live at the local San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium for today's NHL hockey event presented by the Olympics of 2024, going underway this summer of 2024. Check out the Winter Olympics live in the Legotopia community for the first time ever as well that we are hosting in the San Jose City area for today. So far, coming back from just last week against the Penguins, the Trojans will be going against the Ducks for this week 2 of NHL hockey for today. Thank you for joining with us at the beautiful Mount Ice Stadium. Temperatures of 47 degrees in the Mount Ice Stadium for today's NHL hockey event during the day. Thank you once again for joining with us. We're live here for the San Jose City Trojans at the Ducks. And so far looking absolutely awesome for today. With the Trojans just winning last week, they're coming back in a determined mood to try to win this one against the Ducks for today. The Ducks won last week against the Bears on their week 1 game as well. So both undefeated teams for the start of week 2. Once again, we are still at the beginning of the NHL hockey season, so just stay tuned. And by week 10, we'll be introducing the finalists that will be going to the Stanley Cup playoffs and Stanley Cup championship for the 2024 season. If the Trojans make it, we'll be hosting it live here at the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium, the Stanley Cup playoffs and championships games as well, so just stay tuned for those. But if the Trojans do not make it, we will not be hosting the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs and championship again. So thank you so very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And so far looking absolutely awesome. Trojans at the Ducks starting on this week 2 of 2024. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more. And please rise for your local Legotopia national anthem for today live at the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium for the Trojans versus the Ducks on this week 2 of NHL hockey season of 2024. Welcome to the Mount Ice Stadium, the San Jose City Trojans 2024, live for the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium NHL hockey games. And now moving on to the start of today's NHL hockey game live at the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium for today. So far, the Trojans coming out onto the hockey rink stadium for today against the Ducks for this week 2. Looking absolutely awesome for today. Thank you so very much for joining with us at the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium for another season of NHL hockey for this year as well. And so far with the Duck Power in the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium for this daytime NHL hockey game, we're glad to introduce week 2. Today's event is brought to you by the Rock Festival of 2024 coming up later this summer of 2024. Today's event is also brought to you by Red Bull Gives You Wings for today at the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium as well. Please stay tuned for upcoming Sango events in the San Jose City area, including the upcoming Fire Festival hosted live at the San Jose City Event Center. So go check out that brand new event coming up this weekend on Sunday of 2024, March 2024. Trojans at the Ducks, and so far looking absolutely awesome. Score is 0-0 for goal points on both sides, but the Trojans are having a powerhouse right now with their goalie, number 25 right there at the end of the field right there. And it's one of the top goalies in the league right now. And just last week, we did see that goalie stopping as many pucks as possible. So looking absolutely awesome in the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium 2024, Trojans at the Ducks. Stay tuned for more. And now moving on to the middle part or to the end part of the first period for today so far for the San Jose City Trojans at the Penguins. And so far it looks like the Penguins are scoring against the Trojans for today, making it 1-0 right now. So 1 goal point for the Penguins, or not the Penguins, sorry, the Ducks for today. So sorry about that. Getting mixed up between the Ducks and the Penguins right there, but just stay tuned. But so far, yeah, the Trojans are losing this one against the Ducks for today, and making it 1-0 for the Ducks, making a nice goal point at the end of the goal point right there for that. We were just talking about that the Trojans number 25 goalie was actually one of the best in the league, but right now he's not looking very good right now for this start of today's NHL hockey game on this week 2 for today of the Trojans versus the Ducks. But looking absolutely awesome once again. A nice view of the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium. Just stay tuned for more. Feeling a lot like a hockey game for today in the San Jose City area. We're glad to introduce the ice back onto the Mountain Ice Stadium area with the football field just buried underneath the ice. We'll be introducing the NFL football season starting up again back in September of 2024 this year, so just stay tuned for that as well. Thank you so very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll be ending the first period here shortly. So far, once again, score is 1-0. The Ducks are 1, and the Trojans are 0 for today. And it looks like the San Jose City Trojans were able to make a nice score point against the Ducks right there. And so far it looks like the Trojans are tying this one right after the first period right there. We did see right at the end of the first period right there, we did see the Trojans make a nice goal point right before the end of the first period, making only like a couple seconds left. They were able to get nice goal points right there. So what a big one right there for the San Jose City Trojans overall. But looking absolutely awesome for the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium. And so far the Trojans coming back onto the highest rank after a short break right there after the end of the first period. But the start of the second period here for today, so far looking absolutely awesome at the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium. Once again, score is 1-1, so tie game against the Ducks for today. And looking absolutely awesome for the San Jose City Trojans. Live at the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium, this event is brought to you by Pepsi Cola. Refresh your delight for today in the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium during today's Pepsi of NHL hockey games for today. Once again, with the colors of blue and red for today, Pepsi's live in the San Jose City Mount Ice Stadium for today's NHL hockey event as well. So we're looking absolutely awesome. Trojans coming back onto the ice rink with all their fans in the stadium for today. They're glad to introduce the NHL hockey season to their local fans once again of the San Luis City Trojans. Trojans, I believe this is their third season overall that they've hosted live in the San Luis City Mountain Stadium and in the city of San Luis City and Lego City for this year and the Lego Tobia community. So looking absolutely awesome live at the San Luis City Mountain Stadium. Trojans at the Ducks. Stay tuned for more live on this Thursday NHL hockey game for today in the San Luis City Mountain Stadium. And moving on to the end part of the second period for today's NHL hockey event. And so far it looks like the Ducks are actually winning this one right now. So making it 2-1 right now. So very close game for this end part of the second period. The Ducks were able to make a score point against the Trojans right there. But let's see if the Trojans can do the same thing that we saw at the first period against the Ducks and have a couple seconds left towards the end of the period. Overall, they were able to score a point onto the scoreboard right before the end of the first period. So hopefully they can try to do that before the end of the second period. So we'll see what happens once again live at the San Luis City Mountain Stadium of NHL hockey for today. Going live for this year. Stay tuned for the upcoming St. Patrick's Day holiday. We will be hosting live in the San Luis City area right next to the Mountain High Stadium. Local Lucky Willy Wonka and friends from the St. Patrick's Day Festival will be coming up next weekend. Not this weekend, but the next following weekend of March 16th of 2024. So just stay tuned for that to introduce a lucky feeling in the San Luis City area. Thank you for joining with us once again. Trojans at the Ducks. So far looking absolutely awesome. With the Ducks once again having the same score as I said at the beginning, making it 2-1. But we'll see what the Trojans can do. Stay tuned for more live at the San Luis City Mountain Stadium, NHL hockey of 2024. And now moving on to today's halftime highlights of the San Luis City Trojans versus the Ducks for today's NHL hockey game. And so far it looks like the Ducks are winning this one by 2 goal points ahead of the Trojans for today's NHL hockey game overall in this week 2. The Trojans will be coming back onto the ice rink after today's highlights for today's NHL hockey event presented on TNT of Lego Tobia community for today. Live so far, the Trojans are trying their best to try to win this one against the Ducks, but the Ducks winning just last week against the Bears, they're looking forward to trying to win this one against the Trojans. But just stay tuned for more live at the San Luis City Mountain Stadium for the NHL hockey event for today. Just stay tuned. We'll be starting the third period here momentarily for the San Luis City Trojans. And Trojans are very determined to try to introduce their number one goaltender for today, which is slacking a little bit and covering those goal points ahead of today's game. But so far the Trojans are looking forward to coming back onto the field, so just stay tuned for more. Trojans live at the San Luis City Mountain Stadium, and the Ducks will be coming back out onto the hockey rink as well. So starting the third period here momentarily for today's NHL hockey event. Live for today once again, just stay tuned. We'll be introducing upcoming brand new Sangro events in the San Luis City Mountain Stadium as well. With today's highlights, we're presenting it as John Lees for today, for today's NHL hockey highlights for this 2024 season. On this week 2, stay tuned. We'll be seeing the San Luis City Trojans coming up on week 3 against the Lions for that week 3 of NHL hockey highlights and hockey games for this 2024 season. Thank you so very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And now moving on to the start of the third period of the San Luis City Trojans versus the Ducks. To the start of the third period for today's NHL hockey event, and so far the same score we are seeing right now for the San Luis City Trojans at the Ducks, and so far the Ducks are winning this one 2-1, and the Trojans are losing this one by 1 point behind. So we'll see, or 2 points behind. We'll see if they can try to win this one right before the end of the third period, right here live at the San Luis City Mountain Stadium. Thank you so very much for watching your NHL hockey events. Live view of the San Jose City Mountain Ice Stadium for today's NHL hockey event. And so far we're looking absolutely awesome at the San Jose City Mountain Ice Stadium with a live look. And the Trojans are coming back onto the ice rink after that really long break right there. They're determined to try to win this one against the Ducks. Next week, I believe they'll be playing against the Lions for that Week 3 of NHL hockey, so stay tuned for that live in the San Jose City Mountain Ice Stadium for the NHL season. But live once again in the San Jose City MHS Stadium for this year. Stay tuned for upcoming San Jose events in the San Jose City area, local Disney parks, and local Universal Studios of Harry Potter Land as well. Thank you so very much for watching, and just stay tuned for more live at the local San Jose City Mountain Ice Stadium ice rink of the Trojans at the Ducks. Thank you so very much for watching. Once again, score is 2-1. Ducks are 2, Trojans are 1. Now moving on to the end part of the third period, and right now it looks like the Trojans are actually losing this one, unfortunately, for today's NHL hockey game on this Week 2 against the Ducks. Final score right now is looking at 3-1 right now. Ducks are winning this one with that final score right there at the San Jose City Mountain Ice Stadium. Today's event is also brought to you by the Vital Rush Way, which is a local favorite orange crush drink in the San Jose City and Legotopia community for today. So go check that one out if you're a Lego member now in the San Jose City Legotopia Mountain Ice Stadium. So losing this one for today in the San Jose City area. Thank you so very much for watching your NHL hockey games or NHL hockey games for today of the San Jose City Trojans at the Ducks. With that final score being 3-1 right now for the San Jose City Trojans, ending it for tonight. So thank you for joining with us live for this daytime NHL hockey game. Just stay tuned for more. We'll be coming back to you folks next week against the Lions for that Week 3, so just stay tuned for that as well at the San Jose City Mountain Ice Stadium. Today's event is brought to you by the Olympics. Coming up this summer of 2024, we'll be introducing the Summer Olympics live in Paris 2024 this year, so just stay tuned for that as well. Thank you so very much for watching live at the San Jose City Mountain Ice Stadium. Stay tuned for more. And signing out to you folks for today in the NHL Hockey Stadium of 2024.